going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg. Truett's Garage Doors in Leoma, Tennessee is your one-stop for new garage door installations for all commercial and residential buildings, plus they offer full service on all existing doors. Need a new garage door opener? Truett's Garage Doors has you covered. As an AMAR Gold and LiftMaster dealer, Truett's Garage Doors offers the best pricing anywhere in the area. A family-owned and operated business, Truett's Garage Doors has been helping Tennessee and Alabama residents since 1999. Call the pros today at Truett's Garage Doors, 931-201-6464. Fall on the Hill returns to Minor Hill October 7th from 2 to 8 with live music all day, vendors, hay rides, a petting zoo, pony wagon rides, a pop-up paint party, face painting, putt-putt golf, a jams and jellies contest, inflatables, and much more. Plus, don't miss the fireworks show at 8 p.m. Fall on the Hill 2023, brought to you by Minor Hill Alliance and Liquor World. Enjoy a day full of awesome music from Brace Killen, Damon Schrader, Josh Reisner, and Salem Rats. Armbands are $5. Don't miss Fall on the Hill, October 7th from 2 to 8 at 165 Ray Branch Road in Minor Hill, Tennessee.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
From the xSports Network, this is xSports Live, presented by Hinie's BBQ.
And welcome to xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ, here on the back porch of Hinie's BBQ. Once again, this is AJ Good here on the xSports Network. We're joined now by members of the Summertown football team. We've got Jaden Stoll, Ben Abbott, and head coach Dan Winfrey. Guys, thanks for stopping by here this evening.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. 2 games into it, guys, Coach, we'll start with you and work our way back this way. 2 games into it, how would you assess how the team has done so far?
A little bit of a roller coaster, probably. We played really well or really hard at Lawrence County opening night. Guys played really hard and real intense. Played well at times, but our goal coming out of that game was to play better and execute. Blocking and just running routes, just the whole thing, just being better at executing. And we did that at times Friday night against Waynesboro, but, Waynesboro, they were impressive. Big, strong team that came out, and they got after us pretty good. We got off to a good start, and 14-14 at one time, but, we weren't able to sustain it and maintain. But so a little bit of a roller coaster. We've had our moments where we've been really good stuff, and then we've had moments that, it wasn't so good. We'd probably like a do-over, but, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Guys? Ben?
I felt like we did pretty good for Lawrence County, and then kind of just beat ourselves against Wayne County. I'm not trying to discredit them, but I felt like that was a very winnable game for us, and we just let them beat us, or we actually beat ourselves.
Jake?
I feel like we did all right against Orange County, kind of let ourselves down in the second half, but against Wayne County, they're a really good team. We just got to play better than we did. That was just an off game for us, just be more consistent, and I think we'll get better.
Yeah, how do you guys now rebound? You got region play starting off this week. How do you rebound now moving forward, and what kind of lessons did you guys learn from that?
Well, I think the thing that we've been trying to go with for the last few weeks is let's be in the moment and let's focus on having a great attitude right now and go out and work hard. That's the only way I think you get better. I've learned a long time ago that hard work pays off. You go out and you work and you get better at any kind of skill. Hitting a baseball or throwing a football or tackling or blocking or anything, any kind of skill, you got to work at it. And so our guys are doing that. We're working. We're just trying to be consistent in our habits. And so that's kind of where we're at. Just keep plugging away and hopefully the fruits of that's going to show off here pretty soon.
Ben?
We need to just flush out last week, need to get more consistent with our attitudes and how we perform each practice to get us ready for that game.
I think we need to be more consistent, take it 1 week at a time, and just play well.
Coach, I know you didn't have like a full off season, a full summer, and coming in basically 2 days, and then you're right into summer practice. How have you kind of acclimated yourself into Summertown with these guys, and basically kind of learning them as they're learning you on the fly?
Yeah, and that's been a challenge probably as much for them as it has been me, and it's been a challenge. But the same thing, you just dive into it with both feet and go to work. I told somebody the other day, I felt like now we've finished spring practice. We got that done, and we got some preseason done. But everything is happening fast. And I said last time, I think I've about learned everybody's name. I mess it up every now and then. I get Jaden and Caden confused or whatever, calling names off. But we're getting there. Guys they've really responded well, working hard, and I've certainly enjoyed my time getting to know these guys and working with them.
And how did you guys like having Coach Winfrey around, and what's that experience been like so far?
Y'all can speak the truth.
It took me a few practices for me to be able to trust him because had 4 coaches in the last 4 years. Didn't know if he was just going to come back and leave just like everyone else did.
Yeah, same thing. I had 7 different coaches in the 7 years I played football, so it just took me a couple of scrimmages to get used to him, and then I feel like after that I just really trust him, and he trusts me.
And Coach, just describe your offensive style, like kind of where that came from, and your coaching philosophy and all those things.
Well, I mean, even our offense right now, Summertown, we're still kind of evolving. We've seemed like we've added stuff every week, I guess, guys, and routes or run blocks or whatever. But it's been a process for me. I mean, we started back years ago. I was a split back veer quarterback in high school. We coached the split back veer a couple of years. I took a head coaching job kind of like this at the last minute, and just learned their offense and said, we're not going to change the team, I'll change. And it was a slot eye, so we learned that. We've moved to pro eye. We've been spread. We've been option, really heavy in option over the years. And not to tip us off too much, but, we're probably headed in that direction to get a little bit more option in there. Jaden's doing a good job picking things up, and when we keep adding to it, I know he's probably tired of getting new things thrown on him, but we're getting there, and it takes everybody. There's a lot of guys, not just your starting 11 either. You got to have a lot of guys and everybody on the same page. So it's evolving every day, but we're getting there, and guys have been real receptive to it.
Have you guys like being in the offense? I know it's very different from what you guys had in the previous 2 coaches. How have you guys like being in this system?
We have different offensive styles for the way defensive play us. So if one of our schemes aren't working, we will switch up to a different formation to try to get us an upper hand on them.
Jake?
I feel like our offense is pretty good. We get the ball in the hands of our playmakers. We just got to work on executing it more well, and we'll get better.
When you came in, you had Jeff and Jaden. You had some big guys up front and some other school guys. When you first came in, you had to like what you saw when you first stepped on that field.
Yeah, we do. it's just taken me a while to learn them and their strengths and weaknesses. But you could tell right away we had some athletes, got some guys that run well. We got some good linemen. Depth's a little bit of an issue for us, but we're working to get that better. But definitely, a good starting point with our skilled people and the linemen too.
Now, Hickman County coming up, guys got to make the trip out there. So what have you seen out of them so far, and what are you going to expect on Friday?
Well, they've won 2 games. They're 2-0, and they've both been close games. And, I know they have struggled some over the years, but, you win 2 games, and I'm sure they've got confidence in what they've got going on. But we always try to teach this to our guys is we never worry too much about the opponent.
Right.
We're more worried about the Eagles and Summertown and us and getting our attitude and our, work habits, and we just want to take care of us. And if we go execute, and Ben mentioned, kind of beat ourselves last week with some turnovers. I think we had 3. And, if we can eliminate the turnovers and the penalties and those kind of things and just execute. We took open drive down the field last week, and so had a couple of sharp series. And so that's more the concern for us. Hickman County's a wing T team with a lot of RPO, and they like to throw it. And we were talking earlier before we went on the air about the Mercer coach, and there's some similarities with what Hickman County's going to do. You prepare for those things. You prepare so you know who to block, and you prepare so you know kind of what the reads are. But at the end of the day, it's about us going out and playing our game, and that's kind of what our focus is on this week.
And guys, region play. It's the most important time of the year, and I know you wanted to win those other ones, but it's region play, and it's that most important time of the year. Just talk about that.
Yeah. I see it as we are playing against ourselves. The other team are just in the way. And each time it's a new opponent, but we are ultimately just playing ourselves. We are our toughest opponent. We're going to play all year.
Yeah, I just feel like we got to bring intensity, be smart, and then I feel like the scoreboard will sell itself out.
Yeah, and obviously, first long road trip. The first one was just down the road here to Lawrence County. Just, Coach, how do you handle these road trips and taking the kids out a good distance?
Well, it's funny because some teams you coached were very good on the road, and other teams wasn't. I've never been able to figure out what the difference was. It just that some teams seemed like they was more focused when they got on the bus and they got off somewhere else. Other teams, they like their routines, whatever. So, I'm still learning everything. I don't know how our guys are going to respond. I think we'll be ready to play, and I think we'll make the journey over there and get off and get focused and ready to play. But it's an exciting night. I mean, you mentioned the region. That's everybody wants to be in the playoffs, and so the region games are the ones that are really the ones that count in that regard. But at the same time, they all count, and our goal is to get better every week, just, a little bit better every week, and then we'll be where we want to be down the road. So hopefully the challenge of going on the road will be a positive experience for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Finally, Coach, we talk a lot off air. Your son's a well-traveled assistant coach as well. He's at Purdue now, and so now, he's in Big Ten country, learning all that. So what's it like having your son being a well-traveled guy in college football?
Well, we've got a built-in, they don't know it, but we've got a built-in strength coach, even though we hadn't got to tap into that yet. But it's good. We talk, every week or so and kick around some thoughts and ideas. My wife's a little bummed out. She has been looking forward to going, and she is going to go, but I told her with 11 o'clock kickoff Saturday morning, there's no way I'm driving all night Friday night and going to make 11 o'clock kickoff. So talked to Austin this week, and he understands that. But we'll make a night game here in a couple weeks and check out the Boilermakers.
Yeah. You ever been out to Purdue before?
I have been, but not to a game.
Okay.
So this will be the first time been to the game. I've I've been to some unique places so
Yeah.
far at Michigan and whatnot, but
okay.
the Purdue trip will be the first.
Purdue's not Michigan, but it's still I've been there once. It's a pretty special place, and you'll have fun whenever you get a chance to get a game out
Yeah,
there.
we're looking forward to it.
All right, guys, thank you for stopping by here, and good luck tomorrow night or not tomorrow night. Feels like a Thursday, but it's a Friday. But good luck on Friday at Hickman County. So coming up next here, we'll have the Lady Cat volleyball team from Lawrence County. They're here on xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Welcome back to xSports Live as Dusty and I, or maybe just I, will be trying a crazy piece of pizza here coming up a little bit. But we're joined by the Lady Cat, members of the Lady Cat volleyball team, Sophie Cole, Arlie Thomas. Guys, thanks for joining us, even though your head coach couldn't be here for some reason. But thank you guys for joining us here. Just guys have gotten off to a great start so far here in 2023. Just describe the way you guys have been playing.
I'd say we've been playing pretty good. I feel like we can play a little bit more confident, a little bit more together, but I'd say overall pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say we do pretty good. It's all about just learning how everybody is on the court, because like this team now that we have, it was like the JV. Like my freshman year, we were undefeated playing all these teams. So I feel like if we really just get in gear and we really learn how to move around each other and how to get on the court, that it's going to end in a good year.
Yeah, no, the last couple of years, you guys have had to trade out seniors, bring new people in. I know, but you're new to that rotation. Sophie was in it a little bit last year. Just how quickly do you guys acclimate to that, going from, okay, I play JV, or I only came in for like a point or two and then I go out? How do you guys acclimate to doing it now full time?
I'd say like pretty well. I wouldn't say it was I wouldn't say it was a big change or anything.
Harley?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a change. This is my first year coming in and playing most of the time in varsity. Last year I got a few seconds of it and it was good, but yeah, I've adjusted pretty well and it's fun being out there.
Another big adjustment is your district. A lot of new opponents. A lot of long distances.
Yes.
Shelbyville, Coffee County, Tullahoma's nothing new. Just how have you guys adjusted to this kind of new set of competition? Because the results are still the same, but you guys got new foes in front of you.
Well, we like playing new teams. I think we do very well playing new teams. Like we're 5-0, and we play pretty strong. We play very strong playing new teams because I guess it's like we don't know how they play. So I feel like we play like when we play at Loretto or Summertown, we're all jittery and everything. But like playing all these new teams, it's very fun. I like the competition. I really do.
Harley?
Yeah, it's really fun because we were so used to playing, I guess, the same teams just every year that now we get to go in, like Sophie said, we get to go in and we work for it and we know that that we need to work together and we need to pull it out because we don't know how they are since they are new with us.
Dustin?
I mean, I don't really have a lot to say. I haven't never watched a high school volleyball game in my life, but I will say that I keep up with y'all enough to know that y'all have done really well. I expect to see y'all go deep in the playoffs this year. But what's it like playing with your sister on the volleyball court versus on the basketball court?
I'd say we work pretty well together. She's my setter, I'm her passer. I mean, it's not much different.
He just learned 2 new terms. I know what those are. But
I'm not as good as AJ.
But some of these games you guys have had in district so far, I mean, it's like 25-18, a couple 26-24s. Even though you guys have new competition, they've kind of been giving you guys a run so far here through the first run through everything.
Well, I mean, anyways, we still don't. It's not as bad as it seems like it is. I mean, we like the competition. We really do.
Yeah, Harley.
Yeah, I would say that it makes us, when we do play Loretto or if we do play Summertown, we go in there and we know how they are because we've played them since we were, in Kaufman, with the same girls that we're doing now. So we go in knowing how they are. But this new district, we fought for it, and we're hanging in there. We're getting there.
Yeah, and they've got a big one coming up tomorrow night, taking on Lincoln County. I got to see them on Monday night. Just talk about that challenge you guys got ahead with them.
Well, we played them at Eagleville, and then back in the tournament in the summer, and we played awful. We did not play good at all, and they ended up beating us. So I really do feel like we're going to come out on top. We're going to play really hard, and because we apparently way back when there was beef between us and Lincoln County or something, and our coaches really want it, and we really want it. So I think we'll fight for it.
Yeah, coming out with this game tomorrow, it makes us all excited because some of us watched the game between them and Loretto, I think it was that they played. And I mean, they came in there and they hung with Loretto, but I feel like we can win.
Yeah.
I feel like, and we're all excited for it. We're all going to get there, and we've been working for it. So
it's good competition.
Yeah.
Really good competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And, last year, how difficult was that? You guys are basically nomads. You're at Kaufman, you're a little bit at your home park, you're here over here at Etheridge. You play at different places all the time. What's it like now? You finally just have a home place.
Oh, wow.
And
It's
a road
amazing.
game's a real road game, and a home game's a real home game.
Yes, we love it. Even though we don't have bleachers in there.
Well, that was fixing to be a question of mine.
Well,
so what's it like having a home match? Because it's hard for people to come watch.
Oh,
There's nowhere for them to sit.
Yeah, it's very
so empty.
Yeah,
I
it
feel like
makes
it's
you
so
feel
empty.
like there's nobody there. And it's weird because they're sitting like in the top.
So is
it's
that where the
like,
fans are sitting? Is
Yeah,
it,
it's like
in
on
the
the top
balcony?
bleachers, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's very like they're looking. There's so much room. Like there's so much, and we're just like it feels like no one's there, but we know they're there.
Right.
So it's like it's very like open, and it's weird, but at least we're at home.
Yeah.
Better than a bunch of middle schools.
A bunch of middle schools, yeah. All of that was fun for me as well. And you guys talked about your goals. We've heard them the last couple of years. You made it to the state tournament 2 years ago, and made it to the sub-state last year. Just how motivating has that been for you guys now coming into this year, knowing what you have, everything coming into it to get back, thinking about going back to Murfreesboro?
I feel like we have a chip on our shoulder. I really do. I feel like we can do it. I really do feel like we could do it. I feel like we can make it state, make it pretty deep in there. Even though I know how hard our region's going to be, I really do feel like we're motivated to win, though.
Yeah. Harley.
Having that eagerness to go to state that year, when we went, the atmosphere was just, it was so wonderful. Like just being there, even though I didn't play, like it was still just like, it's where you want to be. Like if you make it that far, like you're pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think we can make it because our region, it is tough, but like these past 2 weekends we've been going to tournaments and we've been playing those bigger teams that are up there in those teams like district. And so if we can hang with those teams and we can beat some of those teams that we played these last past weekends, I feel like we have a good chance at moving far in the going to state.
Yeah, you guys mentioned kind of the size of some of the competition you guys go up against. Now, obviously, you guys don't have like a 6'4" girl standing in the middle, or like some of these places have. But Cammie Garland's coming away with blocks. Cammie Williams. I can go on down the line of people who come away with blocks. Just how do you guys? I don't want to say compensate for it, but how do you guys kind of make up for the lack of size and everything else you do defensively?
I say defense probably helps a lot with the lack of size, because even if we're not getting up there, I'd say our defense is very strong.
Yep.
So even though if we're not getting up there and we're just like touching balls, most of the time someone's probably going to get it up. So it's not like it's like a huge, like, we're not missing like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not big. We're not the biggest team out there, because you have, especially last weekend at the Murfreesboro tournament, there's girls that the whole team is 6'4", 6 foot standing and can put their hands over the net, and they're automatically there, then hitting over the blocks, but our defense is there, and they're there to clean it up for us for not being that big.
Now, Arlie, I do have to ask you, are you the one that does that high-pitched scream?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
I haven't heard it as much this year, but I remember from JV last year.
Oh, gosh,
JV last
yeah.
year was so bad.
Yeah, I'll bring it back for y'all tomorrow's game. I'll be screaming.
I just remember we were in Tullahoma last year, and I'm up top, and you have one of their varsity girls, like very upset.
Oh, they were mad.
Yeah, they were shaking.
Very upset. I was just like, oh my gosh, and I wanted to come out and go, number 10 was not having it at all.
So you're screaming at the other team?
No.
It's an excitement like they did something good, and it's you can't really replicate it.
Right.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's so loud.
It's like when I scream, I know that it's gonna bother them, so I do it. So I'll do it so loud that they're like, "Why is that girl screaming?" Like even if it's not even if it's a pass kill, I'm still gonna be screaming because I just want them to like. I don't know. I guess they're intimidated because I'm screaming. I don't know. I just scream really loud.
I just remember you had that girl from Tullahoma really.
Yeah.
She's sitting beside me. I just want to go, your game's about 35 minutes away. You might want to calm it down. She's just screaming. It ain't that big of a deal, but I wanted her to get so upset and play like crap, which is what she did. Anyways, so, but, Sophie, you dive a lot.
Yeah.
You have to dive a lot. In your position, you have to dive a lot. When you dive a lot, you get up, you do it again, you get up and do it again. Are you beat up by the end of every match?
A little bit. I even have bruises on my elbows, like from through my arm pads, and I'll get all the floor burns and everything. I had to start wearing my knee pads a different way.
Yeah, but that's just the nature of the position. You play on that back line, you be in the libero. Everyone does it, but everyone's got to do that. But just describe how hard it is to make some of those plays, because you just basically just got to get a hand underneath it
Gotta
and get
hustle.
it up in the air.
I just feel like, I guess I'm used to it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like not as hard anymore, which obviously it's still hard. But it's just like, I feel like I have to go get it. Like, every time I see the ball, I'm like, that's my ball.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not as like I used to hesitate a lot,
Yeah.
but I feel like I've really stopped hesitating,
Yeah.
like about balls and everything. So it's not as bad anymore.
Now, I know you guys have different cheers for like aces, for kills, for
Mhm.
blocks. Just kind of where did those originate from, and how did you assign each one to each thing?
A lot of them have been on TikTok. Yeah. A lot of them have been on TikTok.
I was not expecting that answer.
There's been a bunch on TikTok. And then from years past,
You're right.
I mean, probably from like over like, you know, when like Carly Fields, probably her freshman year.
Yeah.
Like probably the probably made it.
Like they'll teach the people up behind them, and then we'll teach the people behind them, and then we're teaching it to the ones below us, and then they're going to teach it to them. But most of our new ones that we've been doing, like one of us will be scrolling on TikTok and we'll find it, and we'll be like, we're doing this next one because it's just gives us something to do.
Is there different ones for different players? Because I think Sadie Grace has a different one than everybody else, or am I overthinking that?
Well,
I don't
it's
think
usually
so.
when we get
The hitters have a different one.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
whatever
I feel
you
like that's
do,
it.
like you get a different one. So it's
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if it's specifically for her or for
Positions.
It's each positions.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean,
I'm gonna
Dusty's
come to
getting
my
a
first game.
crash course.
I'm coming tomorrow. What time y'all play?
6:30
I'm
varsity.
there.
Yep.
I'm coming.
You
Just
better be there.
My first game ever.
It's gonna be a good one.
That's your first game ever
I've
coming?
never seen a high school volleyball. I didn't even go watch it when I was in high school.
Dusty.
I mean,
It's awful.
You're getting scolded right now. I mean, you're totally
I
getting
hope I
scolded.
learn a chant or a cheer or whatever.
I mean,
You might need to come down there and do it with us.
Yeah.
I'll just sit with
You
him.
can sit under the bench.
Yeah. And once you hear that scream, you'll know
Oh my
exactly where it came from. You know exactly where it came from. Well, guys,
She
thanks
gets
for
that from her mom. I hope she's
Oh my
watching.
gosh.
Well, thank you guys for stopping by your xSports Live, and good luck tomorrow night against Lincoln County.
Thank you.
We're coming up next. Dusty and I will go through the Week 1 picks in college football here on xSports Live from Hinie's BBQ.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie, and we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Great food is just a short drive to Heinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
And welcome back to xSports Live, brought to you by Heinie's BBQ. And before we get into our college football picks here, Dusty, our man brought us out. Was this the Bee Sting Pizza?
It's called the Bee Sting Pizza, AJ.
So what is on this thing?
I know it has jalapenos. It's got some kind of hot honey sauce.
Okay.
It's actually a different pepperoni. It's not just a plain pepperoni. It's some kind of hot pepperoni.
Okay.
I know it has another kind of cheese. All I can say is good luck to you.
All right. Well, I'm going to give this one a shot. Not bad so far. I haven't gotten to the pepperoni yet. Hang on, so no one hears me chew.
And just, folks, while you're sitting there watching him eat this, I'm not. You can call me a sissy or whatever, but I'm not eating this.
He wants a water too.
I get a water too. Yeah. I watched the live video that Heinie's done last week when he was bringing this pizza out, and I seen Trip and two grown men sitting right here, right behind us, and watching them pretty much like they're taking their breath.
Well, okay, now it's kicking in. It's not bad, though. I'll eat the whole thing. Not bad.
Wow. Can't do it.
I haven't had something really spicy in a really long time, even though I just had the
buffalo
chicken strips. Yeah.
While AJ's doing that, I want to talk about real quick. Monday, our Lawrence County golf team was at Pickwick State Park. Our boys, I think there was 16 teams competing in this event from all over the state of Tennessee. We had people from Bartlett, Covington, and I think Tullahoma was there. A lot of schools I didn't even know. Our boys shot a total of 336. I don't have all the boys' scores, but our boys did put on a pretty good show. TJ Gabo, 81.
Okay.
Stephen Thigpen at 89. Wes Brewer shot an 80. Caden Smith shot 91, and Carter Huntley shot 86. So our boys' golf team is doing really well this year. My daughter's part of the girls' golf team, and her and Tinley Shannon were there playing for that, and Ainsley's going to kill me, but I think she's had a 116 is what she had.
Okay.
And I'm not real sure about Tinley. I'm not going to come up with a score.
Hey, it's pretty good. And we know that the Summertown golf team is doing what they're doing.
Summertown golf team they've been just dominating every tournament they go to.
Yeah.
Not just Carly or Cole. It's the whole team.
Everybody.
It's everybody. It's really phenomenal.
Yeah.
What our high school golf teams are doing, especially in Summertown.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think our boys have a chance. Yeah. Maybe they can go do good in the region, and maybe one or two of them can qualify for the state tournament.
They're getting better. So, Dusty, it's here. Week 1 of the college football season. Now, I love week 1.
I do too.
Because you get games Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday.
Exactly.
So it's a whole week worth of games. And it hasn't been, this year isn't as loaded as previous years, but we still got some pretty good ones we're about to talk about.
We do, and got a couple upsets in here.
Okay.
For one, maybe just one upset for me this week. I know SEC's on the road tomorrow. Utah, yep. Florida's going to Utah.
Yep, that's one of the games I have written down here.
I got Utah winning.
Okay.
So
We don't. We'll ask Clint. We're going to keep a tab on these. I wrote a bunch down. So also on tomorrow night, I don't know why I think today's Thursday, but
I feel you.
yeah. But also tomorrow night, Big Ten opens up. It's not a big one this time, but you got Nebraska at Minnesota. New coach for Nebraska.
That's right.
Minnesota has a lot to prove. You know, they had a little bit of a scandal in the offseason with P.J. Fleck. But,
they did.
But what do you think about that game?
I don't know, man. It's hard. You just
these first couple weeks, you just do not.
It's
know.
really hard to pick. Just right there. But for me, in week one, I kind of hate to go against the spread.
Yeah.
So I've got Minnesota.
Okay.
Over Nebraska.
Okay. But you're taking the point spread in Nebraska's favor.
I am.
What is a point spread? 7. Okay. I mean, that's certainly promising. I mean, that's not bad.
It's not bad. Friday's game. It's Michigan State's at home. Got Central Michigan coming in. 14. I don't think that's
But
enough.
the one I have highlighted for Friday though, Louisville and Georgia Tech from Atlanta. That's kind of a toss-up, Georgia Tech with the new head coach. Louisville, I've talked a lot about them.
Talked a lot about them.
I think they're going to be top 10 because they're going to avoid literally every tough team in the ACC schedule-wise.
Who you got?
I got Louisville.
That's who I've got.
They've played in that building before in these specialty games, which that kind of seems to be the hub. Is
Yes.
everyone either goes to Dallas, which they don't play in Dallas anymore.
Yeah, I don't
and now
know.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. Yep. So yeah, I mean, I'm not as high on Louisville as you are, but I think they'll take care of business against Georgia Tech.
Now moving ahead to Saturday, I think we pretty much are going to be on the consensus over at the Titans Stadium. Tennessee opens up with Virginia. I think Virginia's 28-point dogs or 30-point dogs.
Yeah, I got it pulled
point.
up right here. I just got the top. I got the top 25 pulled up. Yeah, they're a 28-point underdog to Tennessee. I told a guy at work. I mean, it's no secret I'm not a Tennessee fan at all. But I told a guy at work today I was taking Virginia, and of course I'm not. But
you're just trying to get under.
Yeah,
his
I was
skin.
just trying to ravel some feathers and see what happened. But I think we will see Saturday what Milton's see some of that pressure that I've been talking about that he's going to be facing throughout the season. But yeah, I got Tennessee, and I think they'll cover.
I think we all pretty much know that. Kind of one a little bit off the radar. Don't hear me, of course. It wouldn't be an xSports Live.
If somebody didn't have a microphone,
Still nothing.
what about me?
You can top me off over your back.
All right. Oh, you're fine, man.
That's all right. You're doing a good job.
You're doing fine.
Is that one better, Kevin? All right. It wouldn't be an xSports Live without my mic going out at some point. So,
Hey, at least I turned mine on this time.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, sir, I'm good. Thank you.
So, kind of an off-the-radar one, but it's Deion Sanders and his debut. Colorado will go to TCU. Colorado's kind of got a tough schedule.
They do have a really tough schedule.
I think they got Texas in 2 weeks. So this isn't going to be an easy slate for Deion Sanders right off the get.
It's not, and I want to see kind of where he's at as a head coach at this bigger program, if I can say it that way. Yeah. I mean, looking at the spread, they're 20.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a lot. TCU, I mean, they, where are they at? I mean,
I think it's a mystery game.
It is a mystery game. Is 17 really too high for them? You lose your quarterback. I know they made the run last year.
Right.
I've got TCU winning. That's my pick. I don't think Deion will get it done.
Right. It's a first game. You got to go on the road. Not an easy environment.
And it's not an easy environment.
Right. So you're taking.
I'm taking TCU.
Taking the Frogs. All right. Ohio State and Indiana. Well, I like that the Big Ten's doing this. That they're starting some of their schools off with league openers right off the get-go. But Ohio State and Indiana, they just named their quarterback this week. We really don't know when Indiana has, but it seems like anyone who has to open at Indiana struggles in that opening week. And Ohio State's had to do that a couple times.
I think the spread's too high there. I think Ohio State will come out on a win.
Right.
But I think it's too high. I think Indiana will play them a lot closer than 30 points.
Because it's in their building.
It's
They'll
in their
pack the
building.
place out.
We don't know how Ohio State's going to come in. You know, I think they may have them ranked. I mean, I guess you got to put them there because who they are. I guess, but
yeah, you don't have to, but people do.
But they do. So we'll see. You know, the big talk right now in the Big Ten, of course, is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
You know, they talk about just how, and we've seen how good he is.
Yeah, or he could be a Heisman winner.
He could be a Heisman winner. I mean, that's some of the talk right there. So we'll see. But now just getting a quarterback and trying to figure out, you know, that's. I feel like that, and I'm not even saying anything, but that was a little late for me for them to name a quarterback this late.
Well, that's another issue we can get into because I read an article today on The Athletic. Coaches everywhere are not even releasing two deeps or depth charts, or they're going to release them when the media gets there because they have to have a depth chart.
They got to have a depth chart
when they get to the stadium that day. That's not necessarily a new thing, but for this to be on such a grand scale, like Indiana hasn't even announced who their starting kicker is.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Penn State hasn't announced who their starting quarterback is, even though we all know who it's going to be, Drew Aller.
We know who it is.
It's just, and the writer put it perfectly. It's just silly.
It is silly. I don't know if the coach is thinking they're trying to get some kind of edge.
Right.
You know, and hey, Nick done it too. I can't say anything about any other coach.
Yeah, he kind of,
you know, he's like, you know,
his thing was, I don't want to, distract them because they think somebody's, better than them. I'm like, did they not already know at practice? First team, second team.
Yeah, you've been running the ones for a month and a half. So
yeah, I think that's kind of we don't
silly.
want MTSU to exactly know what's going on over there, but
I mean, what really?
But it's everywhere.
Right.
And in West Virginia hasn't even announced their starting quarterback, and we all know it's Garrett Green. Speaking of, WVU's at Penn State renewing an old rivalry that, quite frankly, Penn State dominated basically my entire lifetime up to about, I think they ended in 91 because West Virginia moved to the Big East and Penn State went to the Big Ten. But night game, kind of a lot of unknowns for both sides.
It is a lot of unknowns. Y'all are going into a hostile environment.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's
100,000 people.
It's going to be 100,000 strong. You know, we've talked on the show. We've talked off air. You know, not a huge James Franklin fan. I mean, I think Penn State wins. I don't think it's 20.5.
No, that's way too high.
I think
West Virginia's got more than
I think West Virginia's a lot better than that.
Yeah.
And, get your quarterback. I couldn't say that it may not come down to a fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, I will be through the moon. If they could cover the spread, I will be happy. But
Well, sure. That's what I'm saying. Y'all should be able to cover 20.5.
I hope so.
I mean, we're talking
coach on the hot seat, all of that stuff.
Right.
And but honestly, the best game on Saturday, Dusty, is going down in Charlotte, and you got North Carolina taking on South Carolina in the Battle of the Carolinas. And honestly, that's two teams with a lot of hype and two teams that frankly have a ton to prove. And they got to do it right off the get-go. I mean, we're talking this. I don't want to say it can make or break their season because it's not a league game, but a lot of opinions are going to be formed by watching what happens in that game.
And I think South Carolina may have a little bit more pressure than North Carolina.
Right.
And it all goes back to last year with the big win over Tennessee. You know, they finished out pretty strong at the end. Rattler's coming back.
Yeah.
South Carolina's trying to make that push.
Right.
But North Carolina's not just going to lay down.
Right.
I've got South Carolina winning.
I do too.
I don't even know. Let's see here. Looking at, it's just they got North Carolina favored by 2.5.
Really? See, I got South Carolina in the game just because I think their defense is better. I think having Spencer Rattler, you'll get early Spencer Rattler, not mistake-prone Spencer Rattler.
I think they can score enough points, and I don't know. I know North Carolina's defense is coming on, but I think I think they'll have their hands full.
Yeah. Speaking of having your hands full, my son is walking in
The
this
boss
direction.
has walked into the building.
Yes, he has.
Hey, buddy.
And he's not in the outfit I put him in earlier today, which means he made a mess of the one he had at some point.
That or Mom didn't like it.
No, it was Toy Story. Mom liked it. Mom
Okay.
had to like
Okay,
it,
you're doing
yeah.
big there.
Now moving ahead to Sunday, we got a couple big ones there. We got a Big Ten opener for Rutgers, and Northwestern's got a new coach. They had all that scandal in the off season. I think it's at Rutgers. I think I got it wrong on my end of it. But, Rutgers and Shiano, an experienced team, a team that could possibly go to a bowl game this year.
That's who I'm taking.
Yeah, that's who I'm taking too, just because just too much.
It's too much for Northwestern.
Right.
The whole scandal deal, I think that just really not only you changing all that, but that kills your program.
Right.
You know, and
I don't care what they say. There's just not an easy way to recover.
No, there's not. And I hate when you start seeing, especially a lot of the media people are like, oh, well, they got this new guy in and they're doing – no, they're not doing fine.
It's the same exact people.
It's the same people. It's just now they've just been demoralized.
Right.
They've been depleted right there.
Right. And the big one on Sunday, LSU and Florida State meeting up again on the infamous blocked extra point from a year ago. Not many people took Florida State in that one. LSU's favored?
They're minus the running back.
Okay. Ooh. I didn't know that.
I think I seen that news today. I will have to look into that as we're sitting here doing this. I will check that. But LSU's 2.5-point favorite, but I got Florida State in upset.
I do too.
I do too, man. I think and I've got Florida State picked back in, a few weeks back. Excuse me. I think that Florida State is going to go to Baton Rouge, or it's at home. So, I think. I don't know. I'm just not. I know.
Or is it neutral site? Because it was in New Orleans last year.
I think it is. Let me see. It should
Are they
be
going the Citrus Bowl, or are they back in New Orleans?
Camping World kickoff.
Yep, they're in Orlando.
Yep, they are in Orlando. So, kind of a home game for Florida State. They're not having to travel that far. But we got a hurricane coming in right now, so I don't know really what they're.
Or it's already through.
Or it's already through.
Yeah.
Just a lot of rain.
I think it avoided Orlando, but again, that's a lot of rain, a lot of wind going through that area.
But yeah, I've got LSU losing.
Okay, I do too. I picked Florida State just because I think the team's more experienced. I think Jaden Daniels is a bit of a mystery, even though you just really never know what you're going to get.
You don't, and I'm not a Kelly fan.
Yeah,
but
he seems to kind of choke in those.
He does choke in those, but this is a big game as well.
Right.
Not only is it just opening, but
just
it's
like
a
we
big
talked
game.
about with North Carolina and South Carolina. A lot of perception. I mean, I'm not going to say that's going to keep them out of the playoff if either one of them loses, but if you don't have any signature wins when you get down to a certain point in the season, and these two teams are going to face good enough opponents. FSU with Clemson. FSU's got Miami. They got a couple other deep North Carolina State. But LSU's obviously got to go through the West. But if you don't get this season started off right, it's almost like 2 losses. How much you're going to have to rebound from that first one?
Yes, and I'm looking to see, but I'm pretty sure that it said that their running back was out today. Yes, running back John Emery is unavailable for the season opener against Florida State. I read that.
Yeah.
So now this potent offense.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you got your quarterback, but that's a big role.
That is a big role. And then Monday, I think this is a bigger game than what most people give it credit for. But I think Clemson and Duke, their ACC opener. I believe this is in Atlanta as well.
I got it pulled up right here.
And Duke's a really good team. I think they've done a lot with that team in the offseason. And I think this is Clemson with a new offensive coordinator, new starting quarterback, even though he's the guy they had last year when Tennessee beat them in the Orange Bowl. But I don't know what the over-under is.
They're at Wallace Wade.
It's at Duke.
It's at Duke. Clemson's minus 13.
Oh, I'm taking Duke in the spread. I think Clemson wins, but I think, like your assessment of WVU and Penn State, I think this is going to go down the wire because it's at Durham. They'll probably pack the place out, which is a rarity there.
I took Dabo, but there's a big chance that you're correct. I think that program has fell off, and I don't think he's regaining the momentum.
I'm exactly with you there. I think he was too late on the transfer portal.
I think he was the latest.
Of like literally all 132 Division I program or FBS
Especially
programs.
like your big, say, top 10 programs.
Yeah, no doubt. I think he recruits, teams, his own players are starting to see through kind of some of the BS that he's perpetrated. No, don't get me wrong. He brings in good players. He brings in NFL quality players.
He does.
That's going to be a top 10 defense, but I don't think that's everything. He's everything that he used to be. I think there's going to be a major drop off this year.
I got Florida State winning the ACC. So
yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I don't. I think they win, but just I'm not a. Yeah. I always considered Duke a kind of like Kentucky for me, and I know people are going to get mad watching at home, but those are basketball schools.
Exactly.
I'm not saying they can't have a good football program and they can win football
games. Which they've had
games.
in the past. Yeah.
They have, but I just feel like when you start thinking about Clemson, top 10 program going on right now, I think they win.
Yeah. Any other games that stuck out to you?
There's some. Let me get this pulled back up. I like. Where was one that I seen today, and I was like, "Ooh, that could be a good one." And because I thought it was way too high, was the Washington Boise State game.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. Oh, let's add that one to the list.
They got Washington at -14, and it is at Washington, but I think Boise State could come bring some noise.
You calling an upset, big upset in week one?
I'm calling another upset right there.
Okay, it will be the first one that me and you disagree on. I think it's close just because it's Boise and those guys always play hard. I think they always find a way to really get up for when they go to another team's Pac, especially in the Pac-12, because I think they've thought that they belong there at some point, and I think the Pac-12 is certainly wishing they would have joined at some point just to kind of give some preservation to it. But they always get up for those games.
They do. And there's another top 25 game that's, it's Tulane. They're at home against South Alabama. They're only 6.5.
But South Alabama is one of the favorites in the Sun Belt.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Tulane, they better buckle them chin straps up. Because South Alabama's going to come play football.
They run the ball. They're fast.
They are fast, and they run that power offense.
Defense is a little undersized, but they flow the ball really, really well. And again, like I said, they're one of the favorites in the Sun Belt, which most people would say is the most competitive G5 league because in the AAC it's Tulane, UTSA, UAB, and all the Conference USA knockoffs.
Right.
So Memphis, but Memphis has dropped off a lot in the last couple of years. But everyone's picking Tulane to be the G5 representative in the New Year's Six bowls, but if they don't get off to a good start, South Alabama comes down there and kind of upsets them.
Yep, it could tank it real quick.
It could tank it really, really quick. Anything else?
I'm going to talk about Alabama. I mean, I'm kind of anxious to see where we're at. We're going to see Ty Simpson. I think we're going to see Melrose a little bit. And I know it's MTSU, and I'm not dogging a program.
Right.
But what we've been hearing for the past 3 weeks is this defense that we're bringing to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, as a win for me, would like to see them completely just shut out MTSU.
Right. That would be good. You don't want to see them kind of play with their food. In the shape of the imagination.
And I know Nick's not just going to run the score up.
Right.
But I would like to see our ones on the field at least till halftime, and let's see what we got.
Yeah. Other SEC games, Thursday, South Dakota at Missouri. I think that's a win for Missouri pretty easily. We talked about Tennessee. Ball State's at Kentucky. I think that's a pretty, they're 26.5-point favorites. Western Carolina at Arkansas, I think we can. There's not even a line on it.
It's not a line. No.
Mercer at Ole Miss.
That's not a line.
Not a line for that. UMass at Auburn. Hey, UMass is 1-0. They're not the official worst team in college football anymore.
That is correct.
It's New Mexico State.
And Auburn's -35.
Yeah.
So I think UMass could cover 35.
They might, and because that's Hugh Freeze's first game. Nothing ever looks great right off the get-go.
No, because you know how these Auburn fans are going to be. If he was to let them let UMass cover that spread, they'll be wanting to fire that dude that night.
So you got Southeastern Louisiana. They're at Mississippi State. I mean,
that's
there's not even a line for that.
I mean, and UT Martin's on the road to Georgia.
Yep. Part of Georgia's FCS School for the Blinds that they're playing this year.
And hey, and I'm not even saying ain't taking away from the MTSU coming to Alabama, but we've talked about. I want these schedules gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be glad when they are gone.
Yeah. New Mexico and A&M. I think. I don't think A&M blows them out because looking at the line, it's 38 points. And New Mexico might cover because it's a struggle for a Jimbo team to score 38 points. Period.
It is a struggle, and I'm telling y'all, Jimbo. I know he signed that crazy contract. Jimbo Fisher is gonna have to coach one heck of a year this year.
Well, Petrino's his OC now. For now. You got Alabama, A&M, and Vandy. Not a line on it. We think Vandy kind of struggled with Hawaii.
There's not a spread, but we're not
going there. Yeah. Then we mentioned MTSU at Alabama, 39 points right now. We'll see. I mean, anytime you see a spread, 35 points and above, it's so tempting to take take that team, especially in week one. So
yes.
That's our picks for week one. We're other than Boise and Washington, we're even everywhere else. Right. So we'll have to see. How that plays out. And I'm thinking I might even make a video and put toys out and see which one the little man picks. Have him do his picks for the week because he's got all those animals, little toy animals. Yeah.
Big Al. I'm going to teach TJ to say "Roll Tide."
CJ. Yeah, you said TJ. My wife's in the background. My wife is in the background.
She's got me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wife's in the background. Big UT fan.
We may have to make a Tennessee bet then this year. If Alabama wins, CJ puts on an Alabama jersey.
Yeah, if I told you, so when WVU and Tennessee played in Charlotte.
Okay.
So there was a bet, whatever we wanted. So she never told me what she wanted, and I knew I was going to propose. We were just dating at the time. I knew I was going to propose later. So WVU wins, beats them 40-14, and she's like, so what's the what's the bet? And I go, you'll find out. And I didn't bring it up till I proposed. Told her that night. I said, when you walk down, when we, they say, Mr. or Mrs. AJ Good kiss and walk down the aisle. Goes down the country roads.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's a good thing I made that bet then because they played a basketball and Tennessee smoked them at basketball.
6 months ahead.
Yeah. Well, coming up next will be the final segment of the show. Destiny and I are going to rant. That's coming up next on xSports Live from Hinie's BBQ.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy and GMC dealer.
It's one of our biggest sales of the year, the Storingly Furniture Labor Day Sale. Come shop our 3-acre showroom with Labor Day savings throughout. We have a huge amount of furniture in stock and ready to be delivered, featuring famous name brand furniture from all over the world. And all in-stock outdoor furniture is on sale now. Plus our huge selection of mattresses in stock and ready to go. Plus 0% financing is available and free delivery too. Don't you miss the Storingly Furniture Labor Day Sale.
If you're stuck, then you're in luck. Call Tyler McDowell with In-Service Towing, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for quick, reliable service. When you find yourself in a bind, In-Service offers full-service towing and recovery services as well as vehicle lockouts, jump starts, and emergency roadside assistance. Family-owned, family-operated. When you need a hand, call In-Service Towing or ask for them by name. Serving Southern Tennessee and North Alabama. Phone number 931-843-9098 or visit inservicespecialties.com.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street next to the courthouse.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation? You're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North, or visit LawrenceburgFlooringandMore.com.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street next to the courthouse.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Welcome back to xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ. Now it's the final segment here on the show. Time for us to ramp. Dusty, what you got?
Man, I've been thinking about it for a week or two, AJ, because there's been a few things come out, and I think a few more have come out today.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay Rays, Wander Franco, however you want to pronounce his name. Come on. Why do we even have to consider him a Tampa Bay Ray?
Right.
That guy should not be in MLB.
Mm-hmm.
He should not be in the United States.
Right.
They should send him back to the Dominican. This guy is having all these relations with these underage kids.
Yeah.
It is uncalled for.
Yeah.
And then we have people right here in the States who, home fans of Tampa Bay, who love this guy.
Right.
They're buying his jersey. They're going to games to watch him. No,
Yeah.
we don't need that in our professional sports. We don't need it anywhere. But we sure don't need it where guys are supposed to be heroes and role models.
Yeah. Well, I think for those who don't know, understand the context of the situation. Wander Franco, shortstop, young shortstop.
Young.
He's not an older guy. He's a young shortstop for the Rays. He's suspended.
He is suspended.
And he's under investigation by Major League Baseball, the United States, and the Dominican Republic for relations with underage girls. And we're not talking like 17, 16. We're talking like 13, 14.
Yes.
So,
but
there's been
like I said, they
pictures
shouldn't even consider him a Tampa Bay Ray.
Right. No, I'm with you.
He should be out of the league already.
Yeah.
No, there's no room for it. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
And one more thing, and this isn't a rant. This right here is, I guess, to talk somebody up or talk a group up. But I had the privilege to go Sunday with my son to Huntsville to watch WWE live show.
Yeah.
And I sent you some pictures.
Oh, I loved it.
CJ, I got to see your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He done a phenomenal job. But I want to say that it's been a while since I've been to a live event like that.
Yeah.
Those guys and those girls, they put so much in to what they do.
Right.
And it was two guys. Cody Rhodes was one of them.
Yep.
He took us to intermission, and then Seth Rollins closed the show down.
Yeah.
And for any wrestling fan that is watching this, and you know that mine and AJ's passion for wrestling is very big, they both spoke about Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And I know that it was a live show, so you can't go back and watch it. It would be hard to find it, especially those, because they were not filming that.
Yeah.
Done a phenomenal job. And I just want people to know that those guys that's a family.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, what we see on TV, and you can call it what you want to.
Yeah.
But once those guys step behind that curtain, it's family.
Yeah.
And we've seen a family break for Bray, you know, and I hate it for his family.
Yeah.
You know, he's 36-year-old.
Right.
You know, and won't go into all the details that we've seen and read, but you know, I just want to say that WWE is doing a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, last live show I went to was in Macon, Georgia, with my wife, and all the performers were great. Like, they gave it their all. They didn't, you know, like we've heard back in the old days.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're in the middle of nowhere. They just have a 5-minute match and get out of town. Like, they kind of, you know, I actually saw LA Knight's promo. Someone posted it on Twitter that he did in Huntsville.
Okay.
And it was great. I mean, that was like what you'd see on Raw and SmackDown.
Yes, I mean, you know, I seen. I will say the funny thing I seen though. The main event was Seth and Finn.
Yeah.
In a street fight.
Yeah.
And they had a botch in a table.
Ooh.
They
did a table spot in a house show?
Yeah, because it was a street fight.
Oh, okay.
So Seth puts a table in the ring, sets it up. Finn turns the tables. Yeah. He lays Seth on the table, and it broke when he laid him on it. And Seth actually talked about it after the match when he was dismissing everybody. Yeah. And but it was good. Yeah. It was
I
good.
like when they realize that something messes up, instead of acting all big and tough, they just kind of they go with it.
Yeah, they just went with it. And that's what those two done. They done a phenomenal job and just went with it, you know.
Yeah. All right, well, Dusty, my rant, we kind of touched on it earlier, and I've dealt with this for almost 2 decades in sports media, is this paranoia, and I was talking with Coach Winfrey before you got in, this paranoia that college and sometimes high school coaches, not so much at the high school level and even not so much at the small school level and when it comes to college athletics, but just the paranoia they have, not releasing it too deep. You can't get them to talk about a starting quarterback, even though aliens from Mars know who Penn State and Alabama's starting quarterback is.
Exactly.
So it's just so ridiculous. You know, all the things I've had to go through, you know, not even at the NFL, NBA, NHL, not so much, Major League Baseball, not so much, because they're just different sports when it comes to that sort of stuff. But just like this level of paranoia, and it always miffs me. It's because, well, I can't shoot team activities out of practice. I can do individual stuff in only the first half an hour of a practice. And I'm thinking to myself, really, your opening week opponent is going to watch my video and understand your entire playbook from a 3-step tight shot of your quarterback throwing to God knows who.
Exactly.
So this
Football's
whole level,
different,
they're just so weird. Like, it's not like I'm up top, I have a drone and I'm shooting your offensive plays or your defensive formations. I'm just getting, a linebacker.
Field level.
Yeah, I'm getting a linebacker against a running back fit tackle drill, and they think that's all of a sudden Alabama's going to know everything about their offense or their defense.
Yeah.
Like, this level of paranoia is just stupid. It makes no sense. I'm not saying I need to be at every moment of every practice. I can anyways. But just the way that we laugh about it all the time. In the sports journalist, sports media circles, just how ridiculous some of this stuff is, and some of the stuff they make, like, well, you can shoot this, but you got to shoot it from over there, and you can't cross that line. Like, what's the difference? Why?
Yeah, and I laughed today when I seen the thing about Nick not giving out his too deep and his 3D. I mean, and people can say what they want to. That's not just Nick.
It's everywhere.
I understand that he's probably hard nosed and he's hard to get along with, and behind the scenes he may be a great guy, but don't be so. That's just so petty.
It's so petty. It's so silly, and I've dealt with it for almost 2 decades. I will say our coaches around here are great. they know I'm not trying to steal secrets and give it to the other teams. You know, they,
especially
when I'm only there for 5 minutes out of practice, get a couple interviews and leave. So, you know, they understand that. But I've come across a couple high school coaches in my almost 20 years in media that have been really weird about that stuff. But, you know, just for me, I just think some of this stuff is silly. And if they look at it from our perspective or from a normal person's perspective, they would understand, you know what, that's kind of silly because, you know, they have 14 games. You know, they have my entire offense from last year. Everyone's returning. What am I going to do different?
And here's the thing I think about more than anything, whether we're talking about high school sports, because you can go right here to xSports Live and you can watch any game that we filmed in the past however many years, 2 years, 3 years. But let's talk about Alabama.
Yeah.
So when they play Saturday against MTSU, Kirby Smart can go back and watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, really?
Everybody knows. They got all this, and when they do play them, which they will in the SEC championship game probably, well, they got 12 games of film on them.
Yes.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about what went on at practice yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just
it's silly.
It's silly. You know, I do somewhat understand them, but at the end of the day,
I do understand where they come from, but at the end of the day, like,
Yeah.
what are you going to get from a 5-minute video that a media guy shot from field level?
Or really me, 30 seconds of me talking over top of the video.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just some of the weird stuff. D1 college coaches are the worst about it because the NFL, you're allowed to be a practice, some practice, not all of it. But
not all of it.
It's a different world when you're at an NFL practice as opposed to a D1 college practice. So, all right, well, that wraps it up for xSports Live here from Hinie's BBQ. Got busy night of volleyball, Loretto, Summertown, Lawrence County. We'll have all those games here on the xSports
Network. I'm going to watch my first one if I can, if everything works out.
Against Lincoln County. And then Friday night, you got Summertown's at Hickman County, Lawrence County. Me and you will be at Lincoln County, and then Loretto home for their region opener against Harpeth. We'll have all three of those games on the xSports Network as well. So for Dusty Kaiser, producer extraordinaire Kevin Wright, this is AJ Good here on the xSports Network. Have a great evening.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.